What's up? Welcome back to the channel. Here with OG Black Betty, now the VXL car. Got to tell you guys, I spent about 3 days on it, and I learned a lot about when you have limited power, how to make the most of it. Duh. Most of it, I have to say, guys, was playing with gears. Like I say, I have pinions and spurs. I even use that. I've probably tried every pinion and spur from like 83 to 69. See if I can get in here. I ended up with 77 on the spur and 37 on the pinion. And after I optimized that, meaning that I'll give up some mile an hour for ET. It went up to almost 60 mile an hour. And I ended up gearing it so just it would lay over about 2 feet from the ET cone. And this is where I ended up after 2 days of testing. And then my friend Rob talked me in when we were at the RCDRL to getting my Futaba update. In fact, he did it for me and gave me the rundown on the update and the throttle curve. I'll show you where I ended up with this again on GNSS. Haven't had it at the track yet. So that was about, 25 runs, and I just kept those few. I think the first time I laid it down, it went like a 298. I was way off on the gearing. By the time I got it right to where you saw that 230, the motor would be smoking hot by the end of the pass. When I went to back up that 230, I ended up breaking a damn axle. So I'll be back out with the car. I got more gears to try and stuff. But what I was really thinking about is how cool the update is with this throttle curve on the 7PX. And I'm sure I'm not the first person to know about or anything, obviously. But I'll go over it in a minute. But what I was thinking was, I always thought the gun overruled no matter what you did in the ESC. And I think I just proved it to myself. And I'm sure other people do or do not know. I don't know. Not the fastest guy on the planet. So I said, let me do an experiment with my Outlaw car and take the curve out of my ESC. I'll show you the results of that in a second. So like I was saying, once I got the gearing right and everything, I wanted to try an experiment on my Outlaw car. So what I did was, I went inside the ESC, and we all use throttle curves. I would say, 90% of the people I talk to. So I got all the throttle curves. You make them yourself. You got 10 of the presets. So I went in and I made a linear one. Other than that, I didn't change my tune-up or anything. So with all that power in it, but a really low curve in the gun, it went at 230. And once I tuned it up with the throttle curve, because on linear, at some point in the curve in the gun, it's going to look a lot like this. I will show you. This would get in the middle of it and override it, and you would blow the tires off, because if I started down here and made a curve like that, if the ESC overruled the gun, I think you would actually and you would get in the middle here, and the car would come alive until the curve regathered it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so anymore. So I won't bore you with a bunch of GNSs. Here's what I ended up with, my best ever being with the throttle curve tune-up of 166. So as you can see, that's 6 hundredths difference. So here's what I feel like is the cut and dry proof. So if you had a curve, let me show you on the data log here, load up the 160. So if you had the curve in the ESC, it would show up on the data logger. As you can see, the point. You can see how it spun on the 160 and then it went out the back good. I think the auto throttle saved it. But look how late in the run it was, even though it was a good run, almost a 1.5. Just about mid-track, it's at 100% throttle. Not even 98. There's 100. So yeah, just about mid-track. 100% throttle. Right, good path. Now let me show you with the gun curve. Now, if the gun didn't override the ESC, why don't we see that curve in our throttle curve in the ESC? But you sure do see it when you put it in the controller. So I feel what you do in the ESC is giving you your electricity power by timing, but managing it overall, I believe the gun has the final say. So with this throttle curve update, with a point and a curve, a ramp, excuse me, with the curve, as you can see, it leaves good now, but look out the back door. She's spinning, and it still went a 170 flat. Look how much earlier in the run I can achieve 100% throttle. That means my turbo can be more because it's lasting almost 5/8 of the run. And you can see when it kicked on, boy. So now we'll be able to tune it maybe a different way, not so boost heavy. Again, I'm learning, guys. Let me get you in the gun and show you what I've found out so far with the curve and see how it goes. Let me show you. All right, guys, back here with the controller. Like I said, I've never even touched an M17, so I don't know. This is just my experience. So once you get your update, it's free from Futaba. You're gonna go to menu, race, select your speed. Now what you'll notice right off the bat is my point is nothing, but my ramp is at 40. So let me show you why. So you're gonna hit, once the update is done, you'll have alternate and normal. You're going to hit alternate. Because once you get to this curve, what I'm talking about here, see? Watch when I pull the trigger. This is the VXL car. So the reason why you don't want the point high is because it's going to be right here. And you don't want it to say start here. So boom. You hit full trigger and it starts right at the beginning, and then how you control that is the same way. You take the point, let's turn it down to nothing, like I did with the Outlaw car for that experiment. Now watch. Okay, so that's how fast you get into it. Okay, now let me change it over to the Outlaw car. Crazy, huh? A point of 15, they're both the same because they're gonna start in the same place. But look at the ramp, 65. Put the curve in there. I put it like this, hopefully you guys can see, but that's the curve I did the 170 on. Again, it's gonna start right there, but look how fast. Isn't that awesome? I mean, and you can see it overrides the ESC, or else you would see it in the data logger. Looks very similar than what's in the data log, because that's exactly how electricity is getting fed in. So let me show you how to change it. You just pick a number and it'll put a bar up, and that tells you the area of effect. You hit the plus or the minus to do what you want to do to that section that you just lit up. So just go like that, And bring them all down. This is like the ramp I was doing when it went like a 230. So no matter how much timing you have in it and stuff, I'm just trying to do it real quick. It won't matter because this is telling the ESC, I don't care, you want me to put 50 degrees in, well, this isn't gonna let you. Putting something in real quick. Because really once you get your curve started and you get it right, it's very easy to, you're only really gonna adjust the front. So let's say this is the curve. Okay, something like that. So see, the point in the ramp hasn't changed, but I'll slow it down. Go from 65 to like 20. 20. Remember, don't forget to hit alternate, or else when you go to the curve, the trigger will be 100%, see? So don't forget to hit alternate. Right here, where it says normal, hit alternate, go to your curve. Now you know it's down on power. This is like what I had in when I went at 230, even though it had 50 degrees of timing in it. See what I'm saying? It's awesome. Now say this curve is right, and it was the one I went to 170 on, but the track changed, and it kind of got stuck on you. You just come in here, while you're standing in line, because you're gonna know it just like you're knowing your tunes, right? You just come and crank it up a little bit. The tune's already in the ESC. And now, you know, boom, now you're leaving harder, whatever you gotta do. I think it's pretty awesome, guys. I hope you try it. I know a lot of guys don't even mess with the most of your M17 Futabas. Thanks again for coming by. Have an awesome week. See you at the races.